Rick, here we go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the title of this podcast episode is How We Allow Externals to Affect Us.
Hmm. Well, I can give you a quick example for me that I'm working on, and I have a terrible time with this. And it's one of my triggers, and that is this constant feeling that I have, this anxiousness that I have about not responding in a timely way to emails and texts. Now, part of that is because I'm a lawyer and I'm in a service business, and I'm required, it's a good thing. It's a part of my practice to make sure my clients are updated and my colleagues and other people who are counting on me are aware of where we're going on a particular case. But it's now exceeded that. It's not just professional courtesy or professional competence. It's gotten to the point where I am really nervous if I don't have that damn phone in my hand, and
Hmm.
I'm in control of everything that comes into that little computer. So this got so bad to me that I couldn't sleep. This last week, I was noticing I was extremely anxious, extremely worried, and I don't have anything to worry about. There's no case that's pending. I don't have any big decisions to make. My life is rolling along just great. But I tracked it to this idea of this habit of feeling anxious about not knowing what's in that phone and what I should be responding to. So here's what I did. I took the phone and clicked it off for 36 hours. That's a full day plus 12. And it was really difficult for me because I kept wanting to go to it, kept wanting to read, kept wanting to see what was going on and whether I was, you know, the target of some criticism that I should correct. That's a trigger for me. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I realized in that 36 hours, when I opened it back up, I was very nervous. I was almost shaking when I clicked that thing open and passwords
Mm-hmm.
opened up, and I saw 111 emails, 111.
Wow.
And texts, there were at least 23 or four. I didn't count the texts. And then I just started to get nervous. Well, here's what I found out. Of the 111 emails, uh, say, how did I try? Oh, yes. 74 were complete nonsense. They were either advertisements, they were confirmations of something that's unimportant, they were emails from friends, they were inquiries from people I never heard of, not only the Nigerian prince, but also all these people out of India who want to do SEO optimization for me. Anyway, of the 111, I'd say there was something close to 80 that were in that category. 10 or 12 were from friends who were just saying, hey, have a good day. How about this thing I saw on Instagram, which reminded me of you? Friendly kinds of things, nothing to be worried about. And then there were, bottom line, there were two in 36 hours. There were two
Wow.
emails that had something to do with requiring some action on my part. Two. Of the texts, it was almost that same breakdown. So here's what I've decided. In order to produce more inner peace for myself and to feel less anxious and to not worry about whether I'm screwing up my life or other people's lives by not responding, I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to check email at 9 in the morning when I start my day, and then at 5 when I conclude my day. And that's it,
I like
period.
it.
End of story. And if there's an emergency, if my kid gets in a car accident, it'll have to wait till 9 or 5. I'm sorry, but that's how it's going to work. Because otherwise, I'm killing myself, and I'm not going to do that. Damn it, I'm not going to do that. So that'll help my inner peace. What do you think?
I love it. 9 and 5, baby. I love it. One of the things that I noticed what you recently experienced quite a few years ago. And I remember that I was leaving home one day to go to work and I'd be gone for 8 hours. And I left my phone at home.
Mm,
And if I went back to get it, I would have been late for sure to where I needed to be. And I said, I'm not going back from that phone. I'm not. Whatever it is, I'll find out when I get back home tonight at 6 or 7 o'clock. And I remember feeling this tug that I need to go back, that I'd be missing out on something. But I didn't go. And so that helped me break that tether to needing to have my phone with me. So that was a really important step that I made years ago. And now I have a car that requires me to have my phone to actually drive the car. But I'm still not attached to it. Like if I lose it, I'm not panicking and searching for it and like, oh my God, I'll grab a key card and just like, I can't find the phone, let me grab a key card and go. But I can totally relate to what you said. And I like that 9 to 5. One of the things I started doing many years ago, probably about 10 years ago, is when I would go to bed or go to sleep about 10 years ago, I would notice that a vibration or a ringtone would wake me up. It could be emails, it could be a notification. So I silence all notifications, my ringer's off. Now, the problem with that is that if I lose my phone, I can't find it. People are like, let me call you. I'm like, no use. It's not, I won't hear it ring. So there's no use in doing it. But the number of times that that's happened, let's say that's happened maybe like, I don't know, in the last year, 5 times that I couldn't find my phone and people wanted to call me to help me find it. If it's in a space, at home or at work or at ToBeRe Studio. But that 5 times of trying to find it, being peaceful as I'm looking for it, those 5 times pale in comparison to the number of times that I would have been anxious and worried about the phone and what's on there and what I've missed and who I got to respond to. I will take those 5 minutes of those 5 instances of looking for the phone any day of the week of constantly experiencing this unsettling feeling of no peace, of suffering about what's on the phone or needing to get on the phone. Man, it's just a beautiful thing. And I think it's something that, I've heard a lot of people say, well, I have children. I need to know what's going on with my phone. And I don't know if you can assign certain ringtones to a call to come through, but I think you can. I think you can do like, hey, listen, for these individuals, they can break through the do not disturb on the phone, that filter. So, but the point to what you're saying is that technology has this built-in functionality that keeps you tethered to it, to where you have to have it. It gives you that hit, that pleasure hit, and that's not healthy. It really isn't. At least it wasn't for me. And I know there's research out there that suggests the same thing. So Rick, I can just tell you, man, I'm super proud of you. This is a big move, and to notice that about yourself, that it was having this kind of effect. You want to be peaceful, and you're like, man, why am I anxious? Like, what is this about? And then you traced it back to the source. Well done.
Well, thank you, Keith. And I'll tell you one other side benefit was during that 36-hour period, I had a beautiful work day. I had a beautiful work.
Did you?
I got
Peaceful,
a lot of
uninterrupted,
yeah.
uninterrupted.
Usually when I'm reading cases, you have to read law precedent to get the idea of what the principle is that's controlling the legal issue that you're dealing with. So you read these cases to get the nut of how the courts have ruled and either for in similar situations for or against you. So you have to read a lot of cases. And so I had a chance in that 36 hours to just kick back and actually spend some time really reading and absorbing these cases. And that's something I never do anymore because the practice of law, because I'm a solo practitioner, I got to do everything. So from 8 in the morning till 6 at night, I am running, running, running. And so you can't sit back and read cases. Usually you do that at night or on the weekends. Well, damn it, I'm not doing that anymore.
Right, right.
I have enough gray hair to remember that, the practice of law worked out just fine without any of the internet.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. So I'm going back in my aging years to where I was 50 years ago or 40 years ago and trying to practice that way. One last point. Along with the idea of giving up the electronic tether, that leash that you're a slave to, in addition to the freeing the feeling that gave me, I apply the same thing to the news.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have this rule for myself: no more news.
Yes.
I read the Wall Street Journal on Saturday and I read the New York Times on Sunday. That's it. No more news, no more checking the headlines, no more what's happening in Israel, what's happening in Ukraine, what's are we in a depression? No,
Yeah.
out of here. And I figure if the news is that important, it'll find me.
Oh,
And I'm
100%.
and I'm not going to give up my inner peace to deal with all this nonsense or this stuff that doesn't serve me. So there's a selfish show for you.
No,
Damn it.
I'm right there with you, Rick. You know, I started looking and reading the news a long time ago, and like you said, the information gets back to you. It will get back to you,
It'll
and
find you. If it's
100%.
important, it'll find it.
Exactly. And, you know, for people that are, you know, experiencing a lot of hardship and challenges, you know, I'm doing the same thing that I did before. I'm sending love and light and peace to everybody. It's the empathy and my compassion is so high. And what I found was, and it is blind. It is for everyone. And when I read the news or looked at it, I didn't have that for everyone. I only had it for a select group of people that I felt some kind of alignment with, or we supported the same worldview or something like that. But I want it to be for everybody, period. So, and not reading the news helps me do that. So, Rick, thank you so much for a great show. I love you.
I love you, Keith. Thank you.
Thank you.